Hey, my name is Ray, and you're watching Ray Books, and welcome to the 37th installment of my currently checked out series. If you're new to my channel and never seen any of my currently checked out videos before, essentially the purpose of this series is to share with y'all the resources that I use from my local public library systems. I live in San Francisco, so the San Francisco Public Library System is the library system I utilize the most often. However, on rare occasions, I also utilize other library systems throughout the state of California. At the end of each video, I'll be giving y'all a price tally on how much money I saved by utilizing the resources available to me through my local public libraries. I know it's been a little bit of time since my last currently checked out video, and I apologize. I didn't mean to leave y'all just hanging, but there have been a series of things going on. I am changing positions at my job. I just wrapped up a really large work project, and like life just happens. So I didn't have time to make videos, but I'm going to try to catch up with these currently checked outs again. So everything in this video was checked out between May 21st and May 28th. So the first chunk of things that I have checked out is a bunch of cross-stitching books, because I have recently really gotten into cross-stitch and the idea of cross-stitch. So I'm just going to kind of breeze through them relatively quickly. The first of them is Self-Care Cross-Stitch 40 Uplifting and Irreverent Patterns by Stephanie Rohr, and this one I checked out via Link Plus from the San Jose Public Library, which is also the library that's attached to the school where I got my MLIS. And I am in love with these cross-stitch designs. I think they are just absolutely perfectly beautiful, and I am super looking forward to like diving in and actually going through them all. There's one in particular that I want to do, and it's this one. It says, F imposter syndrome, your art is valid, and I'm just looking forward to it. It seems really fun. So, and also I like this cover one where it's okay if all you did today was survive. The next of the cross stitches is the Cross Stitch Garden, over 70 cross stitch motifs and 20 stunning projects by Kazuko Aoki. And this one, it just looked really cute. It has very like whimsical-ish patterns and naturey things, and it just looks like fun. So I'm kind of looking forward to this one, but not as much. Oh, there's a lot more. But not as much as I'm looking forward to the Self-Care Cross Stitch. And then one that I am super looking forward to, and one that I tried to start something from but absolutely failed, was What Delilah Did Presents Storyland Cross Stitch. It is like the world's shiniest Mylar cover, and it is 15 projects and a free gift for your stitching pleasure. And oh my goodness, y'all, this one has the best like fairy tale themed projects of all time. Like, I am absolutely in love with it. I really want to make the one that's like this little tote bag with the northern star and these like enchanted animal heads. Like, they look really cool. The one that I tried and failed absolutely miserably at was, oh my goodness, where is it? It said projects for beginners, and it's this bookmark, and I did not realize that it is like on the smallest, like, is it Ida cloth? I don't know how it's said. And yeah, it was very difficult, and I had to give up. So I think I might try it again, but like on a bigger cloth, because it's so cool. Like, I want a secret key bookmark. It just seems like fun. And then the last of the cross stitch books that I have checked out is 2 Hour Cross Stitch Flowers, and it's 300 quick and easy designs by Trice Boerens. And I like flowers. Obviously, I have like 1,080 flower tattoos, so I thought it would be fun to, like, you know, do some flower cross stitchery things. So yeah, it should be fun. It should be fun. And then for some reason, slightly unbeknownst to me, because I don't know why I grabbed this, I got a Learn to Crochet in 10 Easy Lessons All the Stitches and Techniques You Need to Know, plus 28 Patterns to Make Right Away by Salena Baca. And I'm unsure of why I got this one. So, and that is it for all the cross-stitching things that I checked out. So back to my usually formatted video. The first of the non-cross-stitch books that I checked out is a collection of short stories, and it is We Should Have Left Well Enough Alone by Ronald Malfi. This is a collection of short stories in which the synopsis does the better job of explaining how to tie up what these short stories are about, and it's essentially Ronald Malfi mines the depths and depravities of the human condition, exploring the dark underside of religion, marriage, love, fear, regret, and hunger in a world that spins just slightly askew on its axis. Rich in atmosphere and character, Malfi's debut collection is not to be missed. I checked this one out because an incredibly good friend of mine recommended it to me, and usually he has not steered me wrong in terms of book recommendations, so I've decided to slowly ease my way into this. I've only read 2 or 3 of the stories in here despite having had this book for a hot minute, and they are creepy. The first story in this, I was like, ooh, I don't know if I could go on just because of how it's just spooky. It's like it's like reading a newspaper article where you're just like, oh my god, that really happened. Like, someone did that. That is sick. That is disgusting. That is horrible. That is hideous. But you can't look away. So I am excited to continue onward with these stories. I just have to take them like one at a time and incredibly spaced out. The next book that I have checked out within that 1 week period is A Footbridge to Hell called Love by Mozam Sheikh, and this is the first in the San Francisco Quartet novella series. This is a novella about a man named Aslam who was born in Pakistan and is looking for love, intellectual connection, and writerly success in bohemian San Francisco at the turn of the 21st century. I checked this one out because 1, it takes place in San Francisco, and I love books that take place in San Francisco, and 2, I know the author on a associative basis, so I am interested to seeing how they write because I've enjoyed the conversations that I've had with the authors, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. I'm pretty excited about it, especially knowing that it's like the first in a quartet and it's like a novella quartet. So it sounds like it's right up my alley, and I am excited to read it and excited to pick the author's brain about why he did some of the things that he did and how he wrote it, and boop bop beep boop. So yes. And then the next book that I had checked out is Blanche on the Lam by Barbara Neely. This one has the Link Plus label, so this is another book checked out via Link Plus, and this one came from the Mountain View Public Library. This is the first book in a mystery series following Blanche White, an African-American housekeeper slash maid who has been caught signing bad checks. Her previous employer has been stiffing her on payment, so she gets caught up in a check fraud scam situation. So she goes on the lam and poses as the maid to an incredibly wealthy family who is just about to take their annual trip to their country estate. While she is with this family pretending to be their maid but also actually being their maid, a series of murders occurs, and it's up to Blanche to use her old girl network and her own know-how in order to clear her name and make sure that whoever is doing these murders is caught. I checked this one out because the number of times I have seen this book pop up on my radar has been insane. I think actually that I read it an incredibly long time ago. The first edition of this book came out in 1993, and then there was a reprint of it, I want to say like maybe in like the 2000s, like the early 2000s. I think I read it sometime around there. However, I have finished it since I got it, and oh my goodness, it was so good. The mystery is super engaging. Blanche is an absolutely fantastic character, and I would highly give it like 4 out of 5 stars. It was really good. I'm looking forward to continuing onward with this series. And y'all, if you want a cozy mystery that has a little bit like of a closer to approach to like a non-cozy mystery, I would strongly suggest giving this one a try. And the last of the fiction books that I have checked out is The Monk Who Vanished, a Celtic mystery by Peter Tremayne. This is the 7th book in the Sister Fidelma series, a Celtic mystery series that takes place in 7th century Ireland. In this book, Sister Fidelma is tasked with discovering the disappearance of a monk along with the disappearance of the relics that are considered to be the political power of the kingdom in which she lives. Now, this is where I actually use other library systems for once. I had to replace my Mill Valley Public Library card, and they have the majority of the Sister Fidelma series on their shelves over there, and Mill Valley is such an absolutely beautiful place to go, so I figured why not go get a new library card and check out the book all in one go. So this book was not checked out from SFPL, it was checked out from the Mill Valley Public Library. And fun fact about me is I used to be a part-time reference librarian at Mill Valley, and I absolutely loved it. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful library. So if you are ever in the Bay Area, I strongly suggest taking like the 20-minute drive from San Francisco over to Mill Valley and just hang out in the library. There's a fireplace, there's a reading room, there's a creek. It's just a beautiful place. So. And the last book that I have checked out is a nonfiction book, and it is Home Therapy, Interior Design for Increasing Happiness, Boosting Confidence, and Creating Calm by Anita Yokota. This is a home design meets therapy type of book in which Yokota helps readers incorporate self-care and connection in all of their living spaces. I checked this one out because I'm still an absolute sucker for home decor books, and I think I really, really, really do want to try and read some more home decor books in order to figure out what it is that I think is missing in my home. Because as it is right now, my house it's kind of sort of decorated. It's kind of sort of where I want it to be. Like the colors of the rooms are where I want them to be, except for one. And the furniture is more or less where I want it to be, but I feel like it's still missing something. It's missing soul, it's missing stations, it's missing organization. I don't know what it's missing, but it's missing something. So I'm hoping that eventually one of these many home decor books that I keep checking out will help me figure out what it is that I should be doing in order to make my home feel more like a home for me and the rest of my family. And then I have some digital things checked out as well. Thanks to my cross-stitching obsession, I've also discovered that there are cross-stitch magazines, and I got to explore a new-ish to me database that SFPL has called PressReader, and I have checked out a few magazines. Just Cross-Stitch, Cross-Stitcher, and The World of Cross-Stitching are the three that I have been using, and I printed out some really, really, really cute patterns that I'm super excited to eventually get around to making. There's this Be Happy one, which looks kind of sort of doable, I think. And then there's this Bloom Where You Are Planted. I guess I should get closer to the screen. And that's what, this is like page 1 of it, and this is like page 2, I guess. And then there's the one that I'm currently working on that I am the most excited about, and it is this one. It says Dance in the Moonlight, and it's like a lunar moth, and there's fireflies, and it looks really cool. And this is essentially the progress that I have made on it. The highlighted sections are the sections that I've actually completed. So PressReader is really dope. I can't believe I was sleeping on it. There are so many magazines and newspapers and journals on it. So before I was a Flipster girly, but now I might be a bit more of a PressReader mama. Yes. And that is it. That is everything that I had checked out in that week. I saved a grand total of $212.61 by checking out all of these things and using all of these resources from my local public library systems. And of course, this would not be a currently checked out video without me asking y'all some questions. First of which is, what is it do you currently have checked out? And if you do not have anything currently checked out, you're not a library user, or you just don't feel like sharing that information, let me know. Are you the type of person who, when you get a new hobby, do you go all in, or do you ease yourself into it in a logical manner? I feel like I go all in, and I go all in hard because I have so many patterns and books and thread and hoops and all sorts of stuff related to cross stitch, and I am still barely getting through my first real cross stitch project, but I love it. I love it for me. I love it for anyone else who's like that, and I also love the folks who are not like that. But let me know, like, what do you do when you get a new hobby? Like, how do you get into it? Yes. And that is it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed hearing me babble about books, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps me out in the algorithm. And if you ever want to hear or see me babble about books ever again, please hit that subscribe button. It really does mean the world to me. I hope everyone is having wonderful days and reading wonderful books, and I'll catch you in the next one. Toodles!